Oh, it's nice. It's always nice to hoist a trophy. It's like I told our team before the game, when we played up in Oklahoma City against Oklahoma, got a really nice big trophy for that. And there used to be a tournament up there. It's changed to a single game event, but they still give out trophies for the winners of each game. And like I told our guys before the game, let's start to get used to that. It's a great feeling when you start to hoist trophies. You got to feel like you deserve that, not because of who we are, but because of how hard we work. And you got to start to feel like you're entitled to that, but you got to go out there and earn it. And I thought the guys really earned it tonight. And it's like I told them then after the game, we needed a game like that. We needed a grind it out. Didn't need a 40, 50-point win. We needed a grind it out, tough, battle it, ball could go either way, and we had to figure out how to win those ugly games. And granted, Air Force is a good team, but that style of play, people don't understand how difficult it is to play against that Princeton style where they make you guard for 35 seconds every shot clock, and then defensively sit back in that matchup zone where basically they got 5 guys in the paint. Where we're trying to attack, it's hard to get it in there. But I love the way our guys toughed it out and figured out a way how to win an ugly game. So.
Our character still almost gets the double-double, just a point away from it, and you found a way to get the ball into him, despite all that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then, what Derek going to her first half, 0 for 5 on one-footers with, basically no shot blockers on that. They had 0 blocks for the game, no shot blockers on the other team. That's got to be a 4 for 5 night for Derek. But, disappointing for Derek that he didn't get the double-double to keep his streak alive. But at the same time, he's just such a presence. We see the rebounding, we see the soft touch, the scoring. But what I appreciate about Derek is he has got a hunger to win. And that shows up when you see him dive. I got a guy that's 6'9", 275 pounds. I got some guys that are 6'2", 180 pounds that like to look at balls. Derek Character is not afraid to throw his body on that floor. Against Oklahoma, he dove 4 times in one game. He's had more floor burns in his 5 or 6 games he's played than some guys that have played the whole season. So that's got to continue to become contagious for everybody, not just Derek.
How much were you affected by the Air Force offense and defense?
Well, whoever they play, it affects them because you don't see that. I mean, unless you're playing their league or some of the leagues with a team that plays that style, you don't see that. We saw it last year a couple times in the CBI against Richmond and then Oregon State 3 times, but Richmond and Oregon State don't play the true, they do aspects of the Princeton. That's the true Princeton, where it's a true grind it out for 35 seconds every clock. And you got to play with a certain sense of discipline to play against that style defensively because nobody else plays that way. And if you're not, then you're getting backdoored, you're getting back cut. And the biggest thing, when you can play the Princeton-style offense and give up 0 backdoor layups, huge, especially against a team in Air Force that doesn't shoot the 3 particularly well like typical Princeton-style teams do. But at the same time, you got to play with a certain discipline and patience offensively because if you find yourself shooting quick every time down and then guard for 35 seconds and then shoot it quick next time down and guard for 35 seconds, if you do that over the course of a 40-minute game, you're on defense for 80% of the game. Well, you're going to lose that every time. So I thought there were times where we went a little too quick, but for the majority of the time, I thought we did a good job of being patient and trying to work our way around that matchup and still got it inside.
So you were real happy with the defense against that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, it's when you can hold most Princeton-style teams shoot around 50% as a team because they're getting easy layups. Key to this game was to not give up easy layups. Now, anytime we give up 1, I'm disappointed. We gave up probably 3 or 4 for the game, but it was key that we didn't give up what they usually get, 10 to 15 easy layups. Then they shoot over 50%. Well, key to the game tonight was it's always one of our goals to hold teams under 40% shooting. We did that, which meant they weren't getting a ton of easy layups. They were having to beat us from around the 3-point line, and that was a goal tonight, and we met it. It was a huge goal.
Coach, you had atypical night, more turnovers and assists, well under your average assists. What are the areas we can find a way to win?
Yeah, well, it comes back to the style. It's all about the style of play and how they play. They're not letting you get breakaway transition buckets. Anytime they shoot it, they're not sending 4 guys to the offensive glass. They're sending 4 guys back to the paint. So we weren't getting our typical breakouts. And then we also we had to guard it a little bit different, so it wasn't our normal pressure where we were stretched out and denying everywhere. We played it a little bit softer because we wanted to keep them on the perimeter, which is where we get a lot of assists off of turnovers out in transition and making plays. But again, it came down to a game where we had to grind one out. We had to figure out how to win an ugly game. These are the type of games you're going to see in conference play. If we're going to try to challenge for the conference title, we got to figure out how we're going to win games when we don't have it going, or the other team is making it ugly. We had to figure out a way how we're going to grind one of those out. We did that tonight, so this win's going to go a long way for us.
Last one from me, Coach. Christian Polk, especially in the past few games, seems to really come up with a big shot the team needs the most. Talk a little more about that.
Oh, Christian's got a big heart now. He's got a big heart. He's not afraid to take. A lot of guys are not afraid to take it, but you got to have some courage to step up there and make it. He made some big plays, made the big three, gave us a little separation. He got in the lane and got fouled. But the best thing about this team, we got a bunch of guys that can do that. Derek Character did it tonight. He got fouled, got to that line, made some free throws late, got an offensive rebound that was huge to give us some separation. Julian Stone the same. Randy Culpepper, another outstanding game. I thought Arnett wasn't a stat line game where it just blew you away, but I thought he played a great game out there tonight, especially on the defensive end of the floor. With all those defensive rebounds, should have had a couple more offensive rebounds, especially playing against the zone where nobody's boxing you out. But we've got a team full of guys that can make those plays. That's why we got so many guys in double figures. That's why it's a hard team to guard, because you can't just focus on one guy.
How's this going to help the next game?
Well, going on the road like we are to Texas Tech, or playing on the road in general is hard because you're just outside of your comfort level. But at the same time, when you figure out a way to win grinded out games like I expect it to be up there, it'll be a little more faster pace. They like to play a little faster, so it won't be this slow a pace, which will be to our liking. But these are the type of games you got to win, and win especially on the road when they're ugly if you're going to do something special. So this will help us for the rest of the season. This will go a long way.
Did we take the over Sunday?
I don't know what that is.
I know.
You go back a long way with Pat Knight. You talked about the kind of the turnaround he's had with this program.
Yeah, I'm happy for Pat. I hope he wins every game he plays this year, except for the one on Sunday. Pat's been a long-time friend. We were known each other since childhood, growing up in Indiana, being the same years in high school, grade school, played on the same AAU teams together that were coached by his brother, Tim, who's still up there helping him. So it's always fun to see Pat because I've known him so long. But when you match up against somebody like that, friendships go out the window. All right, guys. All right, thanks.